if she has the funding that she needs to be able to grow out her programmatic work. And that's why what's so exciting is that Laura's already been very successful with not spending a lot of money. And the capacity for scaling here is very significant. I mean, if she could raise enough money to get 3 or 4 organizers, which is not tons of money in our business, it would make an enormous difference in accelerating this whole project. And I just want to say one last thing, Laura, and I'll let you have the final word here, is that for me, I think that our community should commit to work with Laura to make sure that in someday in the future, 4 years from now, 6 years from now, 80% of high schools have some kind of program. I mean, I think it should be the goal of our community to have every high school in the country have a program like this. There's no reason that we shouldn't have this. Laura, we had a mutual friend of mine, Bill Sweeney, who may be here today, who talked about how in India, there are ceremonies for when kids turn 18 to welcome them into the ranks of being a voter, right? Because they don't have voter registration there. And so it's much easier. And that many countries celebrate kids when they turn 18 to welcome them into the community of responsible voters, right? We blame young people for not voting enough, right? Like we have the exact opposite strategy here. And this is a mindset change that has to happen, where this is sort of be seen where communities sort of as part of graduating, as part of moving on in their lives, they should be voters and citizens and active people in their communities. And this is something that we can change, right? We saw this with the National Service Movement. I was around in the early days of the National Service Movement. We've seen how that transformed civic engagement with young people. We can do this too. And then the final thing is in terms of just this issue of apathy. According to the Harvard Institute of Politics and their longitudinal quarterly polling that they do, young people today are more civically engaged than any group of young people in modern recorded history. So this is not true that young people are not engaged. It's just that the barriers and the gaps, as Laura has said, are really significant, actually. And it's why this is such a solvable problem, and why I think we can make enormous progress together with her in the coming years. So Laura, let me